Luann Leggett from the Village of Deforest. Thank you. Forward right there.
Good morning. My name is Luann Leggett. I am from the Village of Deforest. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Village of Deforest, we're a very small community just north of Madison. We have a population of about 9,400. We are home to good schools, good football teams. We're near the Dane County Regional Airport and along two major interstate highways. Last year, our real estate and personal property assessments grew by $69 million, and we did not increase any staff members. This year, we're already experiencing a $78 million growth with no additional staff, and we're doing that by using systems like OnBase to keep us more efficient to handle that growth. We have some really cool companies coming to DeForest. Quite a few logos there. I just have to personally put a plug in for North Key Nook. They're nationwide known for their pies, and if you have time before you leave the Madison area, I highly recommend you come by and have a slice because you'll never taste anything like it anywhere else. I guarantee it. So my background with OnBase is we're new. We just switched to Naviant this year. We were a SIRE customer before. We started SIRE the year that I started with the Village in 2005. We used it for agenda management, electronic document management, and AP. And we started talking with Naviant in 2015 about how we could transition from SIRE to OnBase to help improve our efficiencies. SIRE was sold to Highland, and they announced no new upgrades for us, and that was a problem because we're too busy. We can't afford to not have upgrades to our software, which created the criteria of going to the new system. We researched many companies. I can't even tell you how many demos I sat in on. Many of them had great options in one area, but not all of them had great options in all the areas we were looking in. And fortunately, we were able to connect with Naviant and OnBase, and we started that process. Why did we like them? Well, we're local government. We're, small fries compared to a lot of these big, huge companies that are in the room today. But because we're small, we really need efficiency. We need somebody when we call, they're going to take us seriously, they're going to help us and get our questions answered right away. And we felt Naviant could do that for us. We also felt that they could meet our needs. We needed somebody who could answer all of the questions. Can they do agenda in minutes? Can they do document management? Can they keep us transparent to our residents? And we felt that they were able to do that. And lastly, can they meet my schedule? I am a busy person. I don't know if any of you realize, but in 14 days, there's a presidential election. What am I doing standing here? But we're busy, and we have a lot going on. So they were able to mend their schedule to fit mine so that we could get the conversion done, and I can still get all my meetings done, my border review, my special assessments, everything else that I need to do so that my taxpayers are happy with what I'm doing for them. Before OnBase, I think I just skipped a couple slides. That's cool. Shorten up the presentation. Before OnBase, we were in SIRE, and really I can't bash SIRE too much. They were a great company, but they were just a little bit clunky. It took time to compile packets and agendas. And when we switched to OnBase, I'm just floored. What used to take 10 or 15 minutes to do in SIRE, I can do in less than 10 seconds in OnBase. Our efficiencies are just growing exponentially. And it's also much easier to manage the platform. Back when we were in SIRE, for me to amend a user to have access to a certain area, you basically got the DOS system out. I mean, it wasn't like that, but it felt like that. Where with OnBase, it's so much simpler. It's very streamlined, and I'm learning to manage it. Our agenda management overview, we've really simplified this quite a bit. We are a small local government, so we don't have a lot of staff. but it's allowed us to develop our agenda, get those agendas approved quickly, get those pushed out to our public so that they have as much time as possible to review and ask any questions that they may have of any items on our agenda. During the meeting, there is availability of OnBase minutes and video. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched a video of a local government in action. That's why we chose not to go that route. But needless to say, that is a possibility in the future if we were to decide to go that way, and it is something that we need to consider because as technology grows, that's something we are going to need to keep in mind. And then post-meeting, the archival of our items, it's available to both in-house customers and external customers. And best of all, it's searchable. I don't know if anybody has ever had to find that obscure item that happened 10 years ago where somebody came in and complained about their water bill. But having the ability to search for those items easily in one place is a time saver beyond time savers for me. We also went to, I skipped another slide. I've got happy fingers. Sorry, guys. We're just going to skip to accounts payable. Accounts payable, AP. This was a nightmare in our old system. We were not able to, I'm just going to put that down, then I won't touch anything. We weren't able to just take our invoices from any place that they came in, whether they were paper or email. We had to print them off and scan them in order to get them into SIRE. Now we can simply drag and drop them into a folder. It automatically loads them into the system. We have 2 full-time equivalent employees that this is their job. That's what they do. But this is only a small portion of it. But with our efficiencies that we were able to get in OnBase, we switched our process to doing this twice a month to doing it weekly, which has greatly increased our cash flow. And it also has given us the ability to be more timely in our payment of our invoices. One of the really nice things that we were able to do when we streamlined our process for AP was instead of, if there's a change being made, having to send it back here and there and all over the place like we had it before, now it just simply goes back to that first person. She says, yep, that change makes sense, and we can approve it, and off it goes. It's sweet and easy, and that's what we need. Staff efficiency, I've pretty much talked about that over and over again here. Huge savings to our taxpayers. For those of you who don't pay taxes, there should be nobody in here that doesn't pay taxes. Everybody wants us to find ways of decreasing our costs. We feel that OnBase has done that successfully for us. By being a one-shop stop, we're not having multiple software vendors to assist us with our processes. And by creating staff efficiencies, we're not having to hire more people. We are greatly looking forward to future workflow efficiencies. We want to put as much as we can out onto our website and create workflows in order to, A, get people the service that they need quicker, and B, do it without having to hire additional people, which is our biggest gain that we can have in this era of levy limits. Future plans, we are going to streamline our license processes, our HR efficiencies, and we have 4 different buildings that we currently operate out of, and we're going to get them all using OnBase by the end of next year to help improve our efficiencies. And we're going to maybe even use bribery to get them to use OnBase by making sure the only way they find out when there's pie in the break room is by going into OnBase and seeing it on their home screen. Anybody have any questions for me? Great, you guys have been fun.